Fertilizer companies have trained us to believe that healthy plants come from bags, bottles, and big promises. But what if the most powerful fertilizer you'll ever use is already alive in your backyard, waiting to be invited into your soil? This Korean backyard method doesn't feed plants chemicals. It builds living soil that feeds plants endlessly, and once you see how simple it is, you'll understand why Big Ag would rather you never learn it. This is Korean natural farming at its core, stripped of mystery and hype, adapted for real home gardeners and small-scale growers who want results without dependency. On Farm Basic, we care about methods that work, cost next to nothing, and keep working year after year. This is one of those methods. Why living microbes outperform fertilizer every time? Plants don't actually eat fertilizer. They eat nutrients unlocked by microbes. In healthy soil, bacteria and fungi break down organic matter, mine minerals from rock particles, protect roots from disease, and deliver nutrients directly to plants in exchange for sugars. Synthetic fertilizer skips biology and forces nutrients into the soil in a form plants can temporarily absorb, but it weakens microbial life over time. That's why yields drop unless you keep adding more. Korean natural farming flips the system. Instead of feeding plants directly, you cultivate armies of beneficial local microorganisms adapted to your climate, your soil, and your crops. Once established, they work non-stop, rebuilding soil structure, increasing nutrient availability, and strengthening plants from the inside out. The foundation of this method starts with indigenous microorganisms, often shortened to IMO. These are the microbes already thriving in healthy undisturbed soil nearby. Collecting them requires no lab, no microscope, and no special equipment. Start with plain white rice, fully cooked without salt or oil. Place about 2 cups of cooked rice into a shallow wooden or cardboard container. Avoid metal or plastic. Cover it loosely with a breathable cloth and secure it with a rubber band. Bury the container halfway into the soil in a shaded area where plants grow vigorously and the ground stays moist but not wet. Forest edges, hedgerows, or beneath healthy shrubs work well. Leave it undisturbed for 5 to 7 days. When you return, the rice should be covered in fluffy white growth with hints of yellow or light pink. Black or foul-smelling growth means discard and try again. This white fungal dominance is exactly what you want. To preserve these microbes, mix the colonized rice with an equal weight of brown sugar. If you have, say, 2 cups of rice, use 2 cups of sugar. Mix thoroughly by hand until the rice breaks down and becomes syrupy. This sugar draws out moisture and puts the microbes into a dormant but stable state. Store the mixture loosely covered at room temperature for 5 to 7 days, stirring once daily. After that, it can be sealed and stored in a cool place for months. This is your microbial starter. And, honestly, a small amount goes a very long way. To use your microbes in the garden, you activate them in water. Add 1 tablespoon of the preserved microbial mix to 1 gallon of non-chlorinated water. If you're using tap water, let it sit uncovered for 24 hours to allow chlorine to dissipate. Stir gently and let it sit for 1 to 2 hours before applying. Use this liquid to drench soil around plants or spray directly onto the soil surface. Apply in the early morning or late afternoon to protect microbes from UV light. Within days, soil life wakes up, nutrient cycling accelerates, and plants respond with deeper colour and stronger growth. If microbes are the workforce, fermented plant juice, or FPJ, is the energy drink. FPJ captures growth hormones, enzymes, and nutrients from fast-growing plants and makes them immediately available to soil, life, and crops. Choose vigorous, healthy plants from your yard, such as comfrey young grasses, vegetable leaves, or pruning tips from productive plants. It's important, you know, to avoid diseased or stressed material. Chop the plant matter loosely and weigh it. Then mix it with an equal weight of brown sugar. For example, use 1 pound of chopped plant material with 1 pound of sugar. Pack the mixture gently into a glass or food-grade container, pressing just enough to remove air pockets, but not crushing it. Cover with breathable fabric and secure it. Place the container in a shaded area at room temperature for 5 to 7 days. Liquid will be drawn out as fermentation begins. Strain the liquid and store it sealed. This concentrated FPJ is extremely powerful and must be diluted properly. For general plant growth, you'll want to dilute FPJ at about 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. Now, if you're working with young seedlings or plants that are a bit stressed, it's best to reduce that to just 1 teaspoon per gallon. Apply this as a soil drench or even as a foliar spray, roughly once every 7 to 14 days during active growth. Oh, and never over-apply. This system really works through biology, not force. More is not better here. Getting the dilution just right keeps those microbes balanced and your plants responsive. Commercial microbial products, well, they're pretty generic. They're grown in labs, shipped long distances, and often by the time they arrive, they're dormant or even dead. Local microbes, collected from your own environment, are already adapted to your unique temperature swings, rainfall patterns, and soil chemistry. They establish themselves much faster, outcompete pathogens, and form stronger relationships with plant roots. This is exactly why gardeners using this method tend to see improved disease resistance, far fewer pest problems, and better nutrient efficiency, all without having to change their crops or add extra inputs. One of the most powerful aspects of this system is, well, customization. Plants that grow aggressively in your yard are already optimized for your conditions. When you ferment them, you extract that success and feed it back into your soil. Leafy plants support vegetative growth, while flowering plants enhance reproduction. Pruning waste becomes fertilizer instead of trash. Over time, your soil becomes a reflection of the strongest plants on your land. Apply microbial inoculants when soil temperatures are above 50 degrees Fahrenheit and moisture is moderate. It's best to avoid heavy rain or extreme heat. Use FPJ during active growth stages, not during dormancy. Consistency matters more than frequency. Small, regular applications build long-term soil health. Within weeks, you'll notice improved soil texture, better water retention, and plants that bounce back faster from stress. Within seasons, fertilizer dependency disappears. Healthy soil doesn't need constant inputs. Once microbial systems are established, fertility becomes regenerative. That's bad news for companies built on repeat purchases. This method replaces products with processes and turns gardeners into stewards rather than consumers. It's not flashy. It doesn't come in a bottle. But it works because it follows how nature has always grown plants. You don't need imported amendments or expensive solutions. Your soil already holds the blueprint. Korean natural farming simply teaches you how to listen, collect and amplify what's already there. If you want stronger plants, lower costs and soil that improves every year, this is the path forward. Try it once and you'll never garden the same way again. If this guide helped you see fertilizer differently, make sure to subscribe to Farm Basic for more practical, biology-powered growing methods. Share this with a fellow gardener who's tired of buying inputs, and let's get more people growing smarter with what they already have.